You are not afraid of knowledge. You are afraid your body will pull a false fire alarm right when your name is called. Heart pounding, throat dry, mind blank, and your mouth running faster than your brain. You used to believe you had to erase fear before you could speak clearly, but the truth is that when you use the right moves, fear turns itself down, like lowering the volume. Settle your body, take a long exhale, open with a clear line. The problem is not that you are bad. The problem is the panic loop. A strange sensation leads to the thought, this is bad. You speed up to escape your brain overloads, and you stumble even more. When you cram in extra words to feel safe, your brain spends energy on the excess. Your pitch rises, your gaze loses its anchor, and your attention slips away from the point you need to deliver. The faster you speak, the more you trip. The more you dodge the feeling, the bigger it gets. The harder you try to remember, the more you forget. Here is the old belief that needs breaking. Once the fear is gone, I will do well. In reality, it works the other way around. Do it correctly and the fear eases. Get your body steady first, so your nervous system receives a signal of safety. Your breath slows, your heart returns to a working pace. A tight opening line pulls the lens from I'm shaking to what I am helping you understand. Do not wait to stop being afraid. Take the right actions while afraid. Do not chase perfection. Choose clarity. Do not ask for luck. Take back control. What is the payoff? You silence the alarm on the spot, pull your attention back to the task, and turn adrenaline into warmth in your voice and a clean landing for each sentence. People hear you as clear, unhurried, and trustworthy, and that very response makes you less shaky. Less but clearer. Slow down to take control. Be present to persuade. Are you waiting for feelings to change first? Or are you ready to change your actions first so the feelings follow? Do you want the room to set your rhythm, or do you want your rhythm to settle the room? The reverse truth still holds: change your actions first and fear turns itself down after. These 3 steps do not require talent, only the right order. Right after this, you will install the body breath language routine for 3 moments before you begin, while you are speaking, and after you finish, along with common mistakes and quick fixes so you can use it today. Chapter 1. The Panic Loop. A strange sensation. The thought this is bad, you speed up. You are not afraid of knowledge. You are afraid of a false alarm going off at the exact moment every eye turns toward you. A strange sensation in your body gets labeled, this is bad, and you slam the gas on your words as if you were fleeing the scene. Cold hands, dry throat, eyes darting, searching for something to grab onto. Your name is called, your heart pounds in your chest like a marching drum, and your mind turns blank like a brand new page. You think it is a bad fate, but in truth, it is only a chain of missteps, feeding itself and growing. It is not that you are inadequate. It is not that you lack knowledge. It is not that the room is difficult. Panic does not grow by itself. It inflates when you paste the label, this is bad, onto a biological signal that is neutral and innocent. The wrong label pulls in the wrong story pulls in the wrong speed, and the wrong speed drags your whole body off the main road. Each day treats signals as data. You must separate sensation from interpretation. You win by slowing your mind before you slow your mouth. You do not need a miracle. You only need to take responsibility for the very first rhythm you choose when you name what is happening. Choose the right rhythm, the story changes direction, and fear runs out of fuel to keep burning. Do you actually hear yourself start to breathe fast? Do you notice yourself hitting the gas on your words when your heart surges? Are you listening to the data or believing the story you are telling yourself? If you keep labeling everything, this is bad, your brain will throw up higher barricades, push your speed crack, your voice, entangle every exit. If you let speed pull you along, your words will chase each other in chaos and collide before they ever touch the central idea. The faster you go, the more you trip. The more you rush, the messier it gets. The messier it gets, the more afraid you feel. You have learned to dodge the feeling by adding words, adding speed, adding unconscious uhs that narrow the lane of your message. You have learned to rescue yourself with noise when what you need is one beat of looking straight at the truth without judgment. Do not slap on, "This is bad." Call it a strange sensation. Do not magnify the fear, shrink the action. Do not run from the feeling. Stand with it for one beat. Strange sensation, extreme thought, hasty action. See clearly, name it correctly, cut the loop, settle, see the idea, hold the lane. You have probably lived through that moment when your mouth outruns your mind, your next sentence cancels the last, and your eyes search for an escape hatch on an invisible wall. You think the fix is to speak faster and get it over with, but every extra word is another brick blocking the path your idea needs. Do not make excuses. Do not sugarcoat. Do not beat around the bush. You are responsible for the name you give a sensation because the name drives the story drives the rhythm, and the rhythm drives the result. When you choose the right name, the wave inside you does not vanish, but it loses wind and settles to a level you can safely glide over. Each day, verify the truth first. You must separate me from it. You win by keeping the first beat clear. Do not demand calm before you speak. Speak correctly so calm can arrive. Do not wait for the room to favor you. Favor the truth first. Do not hunt for a shortcut. Take the right road. Are you sure what you fear is knowledge? Or is it only an internal siren blaring too loud? Do you choose to stay with the data or to chase the "this is bad" story? You added yourself. If you drop the broken label, does the loop still have any fuel? Giving the right name is a small discipline, but it cuts the chain reaction signal. Extreme judgment, unconscious acceleration, tidal wave of mistakes. Giving the right name is the bravest act in a room full of eyes because it declares that you stand with truth, not with panic. See correctly first, choose correctly next, follow through. You do not need more tricks. You need fewer habits that make life harder when you are afraid. Old habit exaggerate the feeling. Tell a bleak story and duck your head to sprint through your words like sprinting through rain. New habit, look straight, name it, and give your main idea enough open space to stand. Small errors, early fixes, long-term strength. Clear person, clear task, clear steps, calm, clear, decisive. Will you dare to slow one beat to keep a clean lane for your idea, even when your body demands just escape already? Will you dare to put your name on responsibility for the very first beat, instead of blaming difficulty, pressure, or "other people made me lose my cool"? Will you dare to let results speak for you instead of alibis? If you do not, you will keep circling the same rut. And every time you stand up, it will feel heavier because your brain has learned the habit of rescue by speed. If you do not, you will become a loudspeaker for fear, not the pace setter for the meaning you want to deliver. Do not become a loudspeaker, become the guide. Keep agency. You can treat panic like a sudden rainstorm, loud, thick, but thinning, when you pause for one beat under the awning of truth. You can treat it like a yellow light at an intersection, not a permanent stop, just a reminder to ease off the gas so you pass through safely. Do not hate the feeling, understand it. Do not fear the signal, translate it. Do not dodge difficulty, stand with it. When you call it by its right name, you stop fighting yourself and you simply clear the way for the idea to move through the room cleanly. When you call it by its right name, the brain stops manufacturing dark scenarios and frees bandwidth for what you truly want to say. Fewer guesses, more truth. Enough bandwidth. You do not need to wait for rescue because the switch sits inside your habit of naming and no one can flip it for you. You do not need to erase fear either because fear is only a noisy guest. You are the host who decides whether the music in the room is on or off. Do not ask for the easy road, choose the right road. Do not chase the noise, follow the signal of the idea. Do not tidy up other people's minds, tidy up your own. If you happen to speak fast and stumble, do not convict yourself. Treat it as evidence of an active loop waiting for you to cut the power. If you happen to label a feeling as "this is bad," do not panic a second time. Just change the name and let the story return to a neutral launch pad. Change the name, change the pace, change the result. You may not control the room's humidity or the scrape of chairs in the last row, but you always control the name you give to the sensation inside you. You may not control other people's eyes, but you do control the direction of your inner gaze in that first beat. Choose to look at the data. Choose to tell the truth. Choose to keep a clear lane for the idea. Name it correctly so the loop weakens, because the loop survives only on the story you feed it whenever you panic. Slow one beat in your mind, everything feels less urgent, and the room grows quieter to match the rhythm you just chose. Start here, hold here, go on from here. You have just seen the mechanism of the loop. A neutral signal gets labeled. The label drives speed, the speed breaks, structure, the structure collapses, and fear rises. You have also seen the key responsibility lives in the very first label, and the only person responsible for that label is you. Remove the wrong label, apply the right label. Take the rhythm back into your hands. The door is already cracked open. When you break the loop with awareness, you cut half the panic on the spot, even before any other technique. The next step will focus on speed, because it is the rush that bends your voice out of shape before your idea can speak. Chapter 2. A voice that breaks from speed. Speaking fast overloads the brain. You charge into the first sentence like a sprint air, running short words, chasing one another, and then you feel the whole room drift away from the main idea. Pushing the pace to get it over with sounds like firefighting, but you are actually pouring gasoline on a blaze inside your head. High pitch, tangled ideas, overloaded brain. You think fast means strong, but speed without structure only shatters mental bandwidth and drags your voice off rhythm. Every syllable you force steals space from the idea, and your listeners are left at a bus stop with no sign. The more you rush, the more you slip. The more you slip, the more you fear. The more you fear, the more you rush. When you choose speed over clarity, you hand control of meaning to a survival reflex in your body. That reflex only knows how to floor the gas. It does not know what you are saying, and it does not care about the result you need today. Do not make excuses. Do not lull yourself. Do not get it over with. Pushing speed to get it over with only overloads, the brain cracks. The voice tangles the idea and doubles your mistakes on the spot. You must take responsibility for the cadence you choose, because cadence decides who is leading you, or the panic that is panting in your chest. If you do not stop at the idea, speed will drag you along, and you will say things you never meant to say. If you do not keep a structure, the next sentence will cancel the last, and you will have to correct yourself under a field of skeptical eyes. If you do not choose clarity before speed, every line will turn into raindrops, slamming a windshield, loud, blurry, and no road in sight. Each day, look straight at the link between speed and error. You must take responsibility for your speaking rhythm. You win by putting clarity before speed so the idea has room to stand. When you place clarity, first speed will find a level that serves the message. It will no longer be a whip you lash against yourself. Do you want to listen to a runner or a guide? Is a fast rhythm serving the idea or wrecking it on the very first stage, which is your brain? Do you choose to own your cadence or sign it over to panic and let it hit the gas for you? You know the moment when your voice shoots high, your hands start to dance, your eyes lose an anchor, and your words begin to jostle. You know the instant blank followed by your mouth paying it back with empty filler that sends the main idea off course. You know the room full of because that is how speed begs for more time without ever returning clarity. Do not blame low confidence, admit too fast. Do not cram in words, clear the clog so the idea can breathe. Do not speak to run, speak to guide. When you dare to name the error as speed, you stop half the slippery chain that cracks your voice and chokes your brain right at the start. Overloaded brain, higher pitch, eyes unmoored. Ideas shattered, sentences tangled, target lost, structure gone, rhythm gone, audience gone. That is not bad luck. That is the direct consequence of choosing the wrong cadence in the very first line. Tired, deflated, no applause. You still must own every beat you release, because no one can fix the confusion you create by going faster than your brain allows. You still must stand in a real room with real people facing real outcomes when you talk faster than thought. You win by clear idea, clear cadence, clear stopping points. Fewer words, the right words at the right time. Calm, clear, decisive. These three simple trios are the backbone your audience holds on to so they can travel with you to the end of the story. Do you want to rush past it or arrive? Do you want a voice that cracks chasing words or words that line up cleanly in front of your listeners? Do you want speed to own you, or do you want to own speed with non-negotiable clarity? Cut speed to save content. That is the choice of someone who takes responsibility for the message, not someone who hopes for luck. Clarity first, speed second. That is the discipline you set to protect yourself from the habit of shooting your own foot with hurry. Focus on the idea. Hold the structure. Look at the listeners. The room is not too demanding. Your speed is betraying your message. You are not born a weak speaker. You let a survival reflex steal the rhythm from reason in the opening minute. One sentence, one idea, one aim. One cadence, one breath, one path. One speaker many understand. When that choice is clear in your mind, speed returns to its proper role, support, not domination. Will you admit that your cadence is damaging the very thing you want to say? Will you place the interest of the idea above the habit of running from discomfort? Will you drop surplus speed to keep the substance of the message? If you keep flooring the gas, small mistakes will become big ones, and the audience will hear more of your fear than of your meaning. If you keep believing fast is survival, you may survive once or twice, but your reputation will fade because all they will remember is the rush. Do not play games with cadence. Do not compromise with chaos. Do not ask for luck. You decide the cadence, so you are responsible for the clarity or the confusion that follows. You stand in the room, so you set a pace that is enough for the idea to reach where it needs to go, not one beat more. Do not beg for a quick exit. Choose a clear delivery. Do not blame pressure. Keep the discipline of the idea. Do not engage in verbal sparring. Present what is right. That is maturity in speech, direct, lean, and trustworthy. An overloaded brain is a signal, not a destiny. It is saying return bandwidth to the idea. A high pitch is a signal, not your nature. It is saying cool the temperature so the words have room. A lost audience is a signal, not a picky room. They are saying give us a clear path. Breathe in a false belief. Breathe out confusion. Lose the idea instantly. That is the chain you must cut with one honest decision. Clearer first, faster later if needed. Do you want a silent room because no one understands? Or a silent room because everyone is nodding to a clear idea? Do you want your name tied to rush confusion or to calm that earns trust? Do you want the speed of panic or the speed of a guide who carries a map in mind? Cut speed to save content. Clarity first, speed second. Put the idea at the center. From speed flip, the belief, do not wait to stop being afraid before you speak. Speak correctly to be less afraid. That is the door you will open in the next section. Once your cadence changes, your feelings will have to follow, and the result will carry your signature choice today. Chapter 3, Actions First, Feelings Settle After. You are still shaky, but when you stand tall and hold your gaze steady, you feel your heartbeat soften as if someone just turned the noise down. That is not magic. It is the direct result of letting actions lead before feelings demand the microphone in your head. You still feel nervous. You still speak. You still stay in charge. You used to believe you had to be calm before you could do well. So every time you felt shaky, you waited for full calm, like waiting for the seasons to change. The truth is much simpler. When you choose the right order, in the first beat, feelings must follow because they are the guest and behavior is the host. No more waiting, no more wishing for luck, no more giving your seat to panic. If you keep waiting for calm before you act, opportunity will pass before calm arrives, and you will close the door with your own hands. If you keep negotiating with jitters, the jitters will grow because they learn that if they make a little more noise, you stop. You see it. You know it. You decide. Each day, put action before sensation, even while your heart is still fast. You must keep agency through the order you choose, not the mood you prefer. You win by doing the right thing while still nervous, so results retrain your feelings instead of feelings retraining you. When the correct order becomes a habit, emotions stop acting like the boss and become background sound you can turn down at will. Who gives the order, you or the loud feeling in your chest? Does responsibility live in the actions you choose or in the mood you are amplifying? Do you choose to move so calm can appear or wait for calm before you dare to move? You do not need a magic formula. You need a clear decision about order at the very moment your name is called. You do not need to erase nervousness. You need to put it in the back seat while you handle the work that is yours to handle. One beat, one order, one decision. Do not wait to be calm and then speak. Speak correctly so calm can arrive. Do not hope for luck. Train the order so results can be trusted. Do not sulk. Put your name on the choice you just made. That choice is a contract you sign with yourself. Actions go first, feelings follow results, carry the name. Right actions, steady rhythm, clear head. Small decisions, repeated often, big outcomes. Calm, clear, decisive. These are not slogans. They are the route that forces emotion to line up behind the work. Tired from pressure, frustrated from nerves, no applause. You still put order first because it is the standard you set to respect yourself when no one is watching. You must keep agency because no one can do the most important moment for you the very first beat. You must be honest with yourself because one self-deception teaches your feelings to grab the seat every time you need to speak. You must remember that results stand with the person who keeps the right order, not with the person who keeps the right mood. Choosing the order is choosing a side, and each correct choice trains your brain to believe I can handle this, not I must hide. Do you really want a wave of feeling to decide the quality of your day? If the right order is already in place, what reason does fear have to step up and grab the microphone? Are you ready to sign your name to each beat you choose even when your hands are cold and your throat is dry? You used to let emotion lead, so you had to pay it back with speed, with extra words, with empty stretches nobody needed. That is the past, not your fate, and you have the right to close it with a new order right now. Close the past, open the present, choose the order. Do not hand power to panic, hand power to principles. Do not ask your emotions to cooperate, require them to follow your actions. Do not wait for open roads. Drive in the correct lane and hold your pace. The more firmly you keep the new order, the fewer chances emotion has to cut the line when its turn comes. You already know this, and other skills hands become skillful by repeating the right sequence, not by feeling confident from the start. Your mind works the same way. It learns from what you do consistently, and it bows to evidence, not to promises. Evidence wins, habit wins, you win. Each day, remind yourself actions, first feelings, after, like flipping a switch that quiets internal noise. You must grade yourself by the order you chose, not by immediate comfort. You win by letting results do the talking, then using those results to recalibrate feelings next time. The more you treat order as the rules of the game, the less your brain demands and the less your body throws false alarms. How many times have you seen waiting for calm turn into waiting forever, while your appointment with opportunity slips away like water through your fingers? How many times has one small move in the right order crushed a big wave of panic that looked huge only in a painting? How many times have you brightened the room just by keeping the rhythm right in the first 30 seconds? It is not that emotion disappears. It is that you seat it in the right place. It is not that pressure gets lighter. It is that you carry more weight in that room. It is not that the world changes. It is that you change how you stand in the world. That is visible maturity. You can see it in others' eyes and feel it in yourself after the work is done. See correctly first. Choose correctly next. Follow through. These 3 beats close every side door panic tries to slip through to throw a party in your head. Will you admit that waiting for calm is procrastination with lipstick? Will you admit that choosing the order is your job no one can do for you? Will you admit that results sign their name next to the person who does what is right, not next to the person who feels right? A principle is harder to dodge when it is simple actions, first, feelings after, and you are responsible for the order. You may be nervous, but you are not allowed to hand over the keys to nervousness, because once you do, it is very hard to take them back in the same session. Keep the principle, keep the rhythm, keep yourself. Right actions, steady rhythm, clear head, small pieces of evidence day by day, true confidence. Less talk, more correct action. These falling lines are steel beams that keep you standing when the room shifts without warning. Tired, still keep the order. Bored, still keep the order. No applause, keep the order even more. Because you work so the result carries your name, not so your feelings get pampered for a moment. You win by prioritizing principles, prioritizing sequence, prioritizing responsibility. You win by speaking less, speaking truer, speaking sturdier. You win by letting each appearance teach your emotions to settle. That is how you build a quiet, durable reputation, the kind that makes people relax the moment your name is called. Do you want to be the person dragged by the wave or the person who sets the room's rhythm? Do you want each time you speak to be a gamble or a commitment to an order you have trained until you cannot forget it? Do you want mood to decide quality or principles to do the job they were made to do? Put order first and you take back agency you should never have lost. When you do the right thing, feelings will settle. When feelings settle, listeners see you clearly instead of hearing the wind blow through the door in your chest. Clear person, clear task, clear path. Take back agency by using order because it is the fixed anchor when everything else shifts with the weather of the room. Do the right thing and feelings will follow because feelings must respect the evidence you just created in front of everyone. Tomorrow gets easier. You are steadier. The room grows quieter. Close the old belief and open a new frame. Now we go straight to the overview map. Body first, breath next, language last. Here is the overview frame: body, breath or language. Chapter 4, 3-step overview framework. Body, breath, language. You stand still for one beat, take a long exhale, speak one clear line, and the room slows down right in front of you. This simple order puts you in the driver's seat. Body steady first, breath, even next, words clear last, so the idea travels straight to its destination. Body steady first, breath even next, words clear last. You do not need 10 clever tricks. You need one framework strong enough to lower noise and keep the lane in every tense moment. This framework is like a compact map you keep in your pocket. Pull it out and you see direction. Stick to it and you climb the steep stretch without losing rhythm. Fewer things to remember, enough power to use. Apply it and it works. If you try to fix the words while the body's alarm is still blaring, every word becomes a soldier running wild across shaking ground. If you force your breathing to speed up while your nervous system is still tangled, your pitch will rise, your eyes will drift, and your brain will jam at a chaotic intersection. Not steady, not clear, not arriving. Each day, remember the chain: body, breath, words like the habit of opening the door before stepping into the street. You must follow the order because order is insurance for the idea when pressure hits without warning. You win by keeping an even rhythm, so results sign their name next to discipline instead of luck. When you treat order as law, the brain saves bandwidth and the internal noise is relegated to a lower floor. Why do you keep fixing the words while the body is still on alert and the breath is still short? What breathing rhythm keeps the brain steady when the room shifts right in the first sentence? Are you moving in the right sequence or skipping steps by reflex without even noticing? This framework respects your body as a foundation, solid foundation. Wall stand. Walls stand, roof holds. Roof holds, everything steadies. This framework respects your breath as the governor of pace, steady rhythm, bright ideas. Bright ideas, clean words. Clean words listeners can hold on. Foundation first, rhythm first, words after. Do not fix the words first. Settle the body first to lower the internal alarm. Do not cut your exhale short. Breathe out long to bring your nervous system back to a working level. Do not blame the room. Take responsibility for the order you choose the instant you open your mouth. Stand steady, breathe slower, speak clearly. Fewer moves, correct order, higher effectiveness. Clear person, clear task, clear path. You are the center of this decision because only you can choose what goes first when your name is called. You are the only one who can reset the order in a real room so emotions follow instead of grabbing the wheel of the conversation. Choose yourself first. Choose order first. Choose responsibility first. If not, you will keep building a house on sand, words go up and then collapse because the foundation was ignored in the first beat. If not, you will feel your voice pulled by panic while the listener's eyes drift away from the path your idea needs. Collapse fast, lose rhythm, lose the audience. See this framework as two switches, and one door body is the noise cut switch. Breath is the speed control switch. Words are the door that lets the idea pass through. When the two switches are set, the door opens smoothly, and you do not have to wrestle gusts in the narrow hallway of hurry. Cut noise, hold pace, open words. You do not need to erase emotions. You only need to line them up body steady, breath even, words clear, and emotions follow to the back seat. You do not need a forgiving room. You need a map to move through a real room with self-respect for the idea you carry. Self-respect first, order first, results after. Have you ever said the right content in the wrong order and watched the conclusion drift because you opened the wrong door? Have you ever held the facts but lost the rhythm and watched those very facts get doubted because of how you delivered them? Lose rhythm, lose the route, lose yourself. Do not ask for a shortcut. Take the route that gets the idea all the way there. Do not haggle with feelings. Handle the inner environment so it settles by itself. Do not count on luck. Choose order because that choice belongs to you. Fewer guesses, more truth. Enough bandwidth. Calm in the body, steady in the breath, lean in the words. One beat early, one idea clear, one step forward. You are tired from internal noise, not because your idea is weak. You are frustrated from patching the tips of branches, not because you lack the ability to lead when it counts. Tired, keep the framework. Bored, keep the framework. No applause, keep the framework even more. This framework does not add weight. It reduces cognitive load by deciding the processing order in advance. This framework does not make you perform. It frees you from performing, so you stand upright and say the right thing at the right pace. Lighter head, softer voice, greater weight. Each day, repeat body-breath words like a password that opens the door to a safe lane. You must stop every urge to skip steps because skipping steps is the fastest way to shoot yourself in the foot when you speak. You win by giving priority to order, not to emotion or speed. That is how you respect the audience and respect yourself. You give them a smooth road instead of a rocky path. Do you want a simple framework or a grab bag of tricks you reach for every time stress spikes? Do you want your brain steady or overloaded in the first line because you forgot to set the rhythm? Do you want listeners to track the idea or to get lost in words because you opened the wrong door? Answer with your choice, not with promises to remember next time. Answer by bringing this framework into every moment with eyes on you, urgency in the clock, and responsibility in your name. Bring it in now. Keep it in mind. Place it before your mouth. Stand steady, breathe slower, speak clearly. That is the background command for every time you speak, not only when presenting or taking exams. Fewer moves, correct order, higher effectiveness, that is your minimum commitment to the quality of work that carries your name. Background command, commitment, standard. You do not need to know everything. You need to know where to start in the first 10 seconds of a tense everyday conversation. You do not need to win with volume. You need to win with clarity that flows from the order you just chose. Clarity beats noise. Order beats panic. Agency beats randomness. Is one simple framework enough for you to hold, or do you still want to live by lucky jolts every time you stand up? What is your responsibility to order, if not to keep it as a non-negotiable principle? No negotiation, no compromise, no self-deception. Keep the framework in mind and you have a map to cross the room even when the wind inside you shifts direction. The step-by-step details open next, but first stamp this in your mind-body. First breath, next words last. Carve it into your mind. Put it in your pocket, carry it everywhere. At this point, you have direction, rhythm, and order, things no one can take if you choose to keep them. Into step 1, body, where we lay the foundation for every time you speak under real pressure. A foundation first, rhythm next, words follow. Chapter 5, body, stand steady, drop your shoulders, anchor your gaze. You lower the internal noise fastest when you fix the first source of the signal, the body you're standing in. Bring your body back to a stable position, and the brain will dial down the alarm, letting your words travel in a straight line to the target. Feet steady, shoulders loose, eyes anchored to one point. When the body is steady, the brain alarms less. Posture is the quickest noise cut switch in a room full of eyes. You do not wait to be calm before you stand tall. You stand tall so calm arrives, and so your main idea shows up on time. Do not brace, do not fidget, do not dart your eyes. If you keep bracing, your body will send a false danger signal and pull your brain into an unnecessary defensive mode. If you keep moving needlessly, listeners will follow your hands instead of holding the idea you need them to grasp. Body rattles, idea drops, rhythm breaks. Each day, set your feet, release your shoulders, and keep your chin level as a simple baseline for stable posture. You must anchor your gaze on one steady point in front of you at eye level so the mind stops hunting noise. You win by cutting extra movement from your hands and shoulders so the safe signal travels upward to your head. When the body broadcasts calm, the brain gets the order to lower the siren and your voice finds a base so it does not crack in the very first line. Are you triggering the alarm with a braced stance without even knowing it? Who owns the anchor point, you or the room that is accidentally dragging your eyes around? Do you choose to stand steady or to shake from extra movement in the most important seconds? Start with your feet, distribute weight evenly, feel the ground, do not load one side and let the floor become a solid support. Then your shoulders, let them drop a notch. Let the elbows hang naturally, keep your hands in a neat resting position. Finally, your eyes, pick a single anchor point at a comfortable height, fix on it, and let the tiny muscles around the eyes go quiet. These 3 small moves create an instant noise reducer for your whole system so the rest of you can work on level ground. Do not brace. Release in the sequence, feet, shoulders, eyes. Do not let your eyes roam. Choose one anchor close enough that the idea does not get lost. Do not pace. Stay still for one beat so the audience can move with you. When you stop arguing with your body stops arguing with you, and attention returns to where it belongs. Feet steady, shoulders loose, chin level. Gaze set, hands tidy, body calm. Flat foundation, bright idea, warm voice. Good posture does not show off. It quietly creates the conditions for clear and fair thinking. Tired, tense, no cheering. You still set the body to standard because that is your minimum contract with yourself before you speak. You still choose one beat of stillness because no one can do for you what must be done where you stand. You win by rooting your feet, relaxing your shoulders, anchoring your gaze. You win by tidy hands, level chin, open chest. You win by treating posture as a standard, not a preference. A stable body frame turns fear into a soft background hum and gives your idea a straight track. Will you call extra movement what it is and cut it? Will you set one anchor point instead of scanning for empty safety? Will you stand there steady for one beat and let the room slow to match you? Standing steady, dropping your shoulders and anchoring your gaze says, I take responsibility for what I'm about to say without a single extra word. It is a signal of respect for the audience, and just as much a signal of self-respect when tension tries to steer you off the main road. Feet grounded, chest open and comfortable, chin level and straight. Do not beg your body to cooperate. Lead it with simple, consistent commands. Do not blame a noisy room. Turn down the noise in your body so your brain can read the route. Do not hope your voice will be beautiful on its own. Build the house your voice needs to live in. The body obeys when your instructions are clear, brief, and repeated in the right places. Place your feet, release your shoulders, anchor your eyes. Hold the body, hold the rhythm, hold the lane. Do less, do it in the right spot, get results. These falling phrases are a background command, not an option, and you are the one who signs for them. When nerves push you left, you still stand. When eyes crowd onto you, you still drop your shoulders. When ideas jump for attention, you still anchor your gaze. One small behavior keeps the whole structure upright in a gust. Each day, remind yourself, body first. Breath next, words last. So the brain knows the processing order. You must correct posture before you correct sentences, because sentences cannot live on shaking ground. You win by treating the body as foundation, not decoration, and adjusting it like flipping on a light. Once the foundation stands, everything else has something to hold on to and can show its real value. Do you notice yourself pocketing your hands, twisting a ring, touching your hair, or shifting in your chair just to feel less nervous? Do you see how each to feel better, gesture quietly withdraws credibility from what you're about to say? Do you realize that one solid eye anchor can save you from 10 compensating habits? A stable body is the foundation. Everything else holds to it because the foundation decides whether the house cracks right after the first line. Steady one point, clear one lane, because one still point in the eyes is the rope that pulls your mind out of the whirlpool of panic. The foundation is your responsibility, not the environment's, and not a roll of the dice on whether the room is easy. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not wait for someone to turn on the lights. Do not wait to be calm before you adjust. Adjust the body first and you take back agency you should never have lost. Adjust the body first and you teach your feelings. We are safe and they obey like a firm, decent command. Stand, release, anchor, calm, clear, decisive, short, lean, true. A tidy body makes the idea trustworthy even before the voice arrives. Do you want the room to move to your rhythm or to the rhythm of your shakes? Do you want listeners to look at you because you are steady or because you are scrambling for a handhold? Do you want your content remembered for substance or forgotten because of the picture of a person who never stops swaying? Lock the body into a steady position and you will feel your breathing ease as if someone turned down the knob on the noise inside your head. Lock the body into a steady position and your opening line will sharpen because the brain has a place to stand while it chooses the right words. Foundation steady, breath softer, words lean. The body is not against you. It only needs you to lead with specific, few, and consistent cues. From now on, when your name is called, you do not begin with words. You begin with the body, feet, shoulders, eyes. One beat to stand, one beat to still, one beat to look. A stable body is the foundation. Everything else holds to it, and listeners feel safe handing you their attention. Hold one steady point, clear one lane, and the door into breath opens easily so you can set the right pace. Foundation is set, rhythm will come, voice will warm. Next, we go to breath to set the pace, the governor that stabilizes your brain and your voice. Once the foundation stands, a long exhale is all it takes for the rest to connect like rails already in place. Onto rhythm, onto breath, onto voice. Chapter 6. Breath lengthen. The exhale set an even rhythm. You sip air through your nose, exhale long through your mouth, and you feel your heart settle as if someone just turned down the noise knob in your head. That is when the next sentence feels less urgent, your pitch drops, and your idea has a straight path to where it needs to go. Light, long, even. Lengthening the exhale lowers your nervous system's pace, and breath is the governor that sets speed for both brain and voice when pressure spikes. You cannot lead with the sound of hurried footsteps. You must lead with a steady breathing rhythm so the brain can reserve bandwidth for the idea. No rushing, no breaks, no drifting. If you keep gulping air, your head will buzz like a city at rush hour, and your words will shove each other for space. If you keep holding your breath tight, your voice will crack, your eyes will wander, and people will hear more wind than message. Mind jammed, pitch high, idea dropped. Each day, exhale longer than you inhale, like the smooth opening and closing of a door before you step outside. You must set an even rhythm before you speak to clear a dry path for every word instead of pushing them into puddles of panic. You win by keeping the first 2 or 3 sentences even so the body understands safe and reason takes over the rest. When you treat breathing rhythm as a background command, every subtle movement inside you turns in one direction. Protect the idea. Do you drive the breath, or does the breath drive you in a room full of eyes? Who owns the responsibility for the tempo, if not you, the person about to speak? Is one beat before the first sentence enough to pull you out of the habit of talking just to get it over with? Inhale like taking a small sip, not grabbing, so the chest opens comfortably instead of ballooning with fear. Exhale long through gently closed lips, like fogging up a mirror, so tension flows out instead of clogging your throat. Keep the tempo even for the first 2 or 3 sentences. No sudden gear changes. Let the voice settle to a warmer register. These small moves turn breath into a soft steering wheel, keeping your path smooth even while you round a psychological curve. Do not gulp air. Inhale lightly so your mind has time to read the road. Do not clamp the breath. Let it travel so words can leave without tripping. Do not wobble the tempo. Keep it even so listeners hold on to you, not to randomness. When you replace reflex with choice, breath serves the idea instead of making the idea serve fear. Long exhale, even rhythm, clear head, stable breath, calmer heart, warmer voice. Idea clear, listeners at ease, the room slows. These falling phrases are a simple gauge that tells you whether you are holding the lane or letting hurry cut in. Tired from all the eyes, frustrated by nerves. No applause right now. You still set the rhythm because that is your minimum promise to yourself before saying anything worth hearing. You choose the tempo so you are responsible for its quality, not the noisy circumstances. You choose the tempo so you decide the warmth of the voice, not luck. You choose the tempo so you grant permission to reason, not to panic to cut in mid-sentence. One small decision about breathing can pivot the entire conversation because it decides who is leading you or fear. You must stop the urge to take in as much air as possible, like someone stuffing bags before a flood. The more you grab, the heavier you get. The heavier you get, the faster you sink. You must let the breath flow as one continuous stream, not bite it into fragments that make sentences hobble. You must let mouth and nose work lightly while the brain handles routing for the idea. Each part has its role. That is how you turn "I am nervous" into "I am setting the pace of feeling strong enough to pull you over the first hill." Do not pretend you are not afraid. Breathe so fear shrinks to the sidelines. Do not stage fake toughness. Set a real tempo so the body follows. Do not blame a hard room. Downshift inside yourself so the room has a reason to quiet down. Transformation happens when you treat breath as a public command, not a whispered trick. Open the rhythm, keep it even, ease it down. A little slower, a little warmer, a little deeper. Before the first line, in the first line, after the first line. These anchor points help you hold each moment so every word has shelter as it passes through the wind. You will feel your throat less dry when you make the exhale longer because tension is no longer stuck there. You will feel your tongue less stiff when you keep an even pace because the body understands there is nothing left to run from. You will feel your eyes calmer when your mind is clearer because the brain stops sending extra alerts. The benefits are quiet but real, and they show up quickly when you give breath a sensible route. Each day repeat longer, more, even like a password at the gate before you speak. You must choose a base tempo and stay loyal to it for at least the first 2 or 3 sentences. You win by letting breath lead idea, follow voice, serve exactly in the order you promised yourself. Discipline here does not ask for a grand oath. It asks whether you press the noise down switch, yes or no. Do you want to keep agency or hand it to panting breath to decide the story? Do you want the first sentence to stand up straight or to wobble in a gust you created? Do you want a quiet room because people understand or because they are confused? Treat your breath like the conductor of a band. When the conductor lifts a hand, the entire ensemble comes in on time. Let the first line walk to that beat. Lay each word like a neat brick, not on a messy pile. Let listeners lean on your rhythm because rhythm is the easiest thing to trust before they have enough reason to trust you. That is how you earn clean attention, the kind that invites meaning instead of inviting chaos. Do not race your breath against your feelings. Put feelings on a bus that already has a route. Do not stomp the gas because you fear being late. Hold steady to arrive. Do not stop midstream to gasp. Prepare before the door opens. The more you keep to the route, the less your breath turns into a storm inside your chest. Long exhale, calmer heart, open mind. Keep the tempo, keep the body steady, keep the idea true. Say less, say right, say it all the way. These falling phrases are a sign taped to your inner steering wheel, easy to read and easy to use immediately. You are tired because you have been fighting yourself, so you need something kind but firm to lean on. You are frustrated by apologies after every cracked note, so you need a habit that will not betray you when it matters. You do not have a cheering section, so you need your own conductor in your chest to keep the beat. One correct breath will not make you eloquent by itself, but it will unhook the weight that ties down all the good sentences in your head. You win by inhaling lightly, exhaling long, then keeping the tempo through the first 3 sentences as promised. You win by letting breath do the guiding while you choose words and place your pauses. You win by treating tempo as a standard, not a seasoning you sprinkle when you feel like it. Winning here is not loud. Winning here is a room that hears content instead of the wind in your throat. Do you choose a steady rhythm or a maybe okay sentence by luck? Do you choose one beat of stillness before you speak or flooring the gas to sprint from a feeling? Do you choose to train evenness like a metronome or wait for luck to show up on cue? Breath is the conductor. Let it lead like a trustworthy person standing at the center of the room in your place. When the rhythm is steady, the voice steadies and the idea goes straight. That is the gift you give yourself before you give content to others. The room does not change. You change who drives the tempo, and everything around you has to slow down to match. Rhythm calm, idea bright, words ready. From here with the tempo settled, we move to language so your idea holds its lane in the listener's eyes. Tempo steady, idea clear, words ripen. Chapter 7. Language open. Clearly pause in the right places. You say the most important thing today is, then take a short pause, and the entire room turns in the direction you intended. A clear opening sets the path for your brain and for your listeners, and a well-placed pause keeps them with you. Clear from the start, pause in the right place, stay on track. If you open by beating around the bush, the brain must sketch a temporary map, and you will exhaust yourself, dragging everyone back. If you cram 3 ideas into one sentence, the main point sinks, your pitch climbs, and trust drops with every extra word. No handhold, no rhythm, no audience. Each day, prepare a clear opening that states exactly what you truly want them to remember. You must use short sentences when your mind is tight so ideas have banks and do not spill over the sides. You win by landing one idea before you move, so the next idea does not sideswipe the last. When you treat the opening line as a start command, the entire conversation runs on rails instead of sliding on ice. Does your first line truly say what you mean, or is it an overture that dodges the center? Do you take responsibility for word choice, or let habit choose and then apologize when people lose the thread? Do you choose fewer right words that the brain can grip, or many strays that force everyone to assemble the pieces themselves? Write the opening with the subject first, a clear verb and a concrete object, so the idea lands like an arrow in the bullseye. Place a short pause after the opening, so both sides' brains can shake hands before you get into detail. When you transition, signal it with a tight phrase, then close the current line before you lay the next brick. You have just turned speech from a flooding stream into a canal, with banks where each little boat of words moves in order. Do not beat around the bush. Hit the idea straight on so people know where they are and where they are heading. Do not pack 3 ideas into one sentence. Split them so each has a well-lit room to stand upright. Do not show off vocabulary. Return bandwidth to meaning so the message arrives instead of stalling halfway. When the ornamental paint comes off, the sentence's spine appears, and the room has something solid to hold as it walks. Clear opening, short ideas, clean pause. Speak slower, look straight, land tight. Subject first, strong verb, clear object. These falling lines are a launch pad that lets the idea take off without wobbling on climb out. Tired from pressure, tired of cluttered words, no applause. You still keep the structure because that is the minimum standard you sign with yourself, not a mood-based extra. You must cut the tail of a sentence when you feel your mouth dragging it into a chain, because the longer it drags, the farther it pulls the idea from center stage. You must drop the and like fillers that buy time because they add noise, not meaning. You must surface the key word early because the first hook you throw decides where people will hold on. With these 3 small fixes, you respect shared time and create a clean doorway for both brains to work together. Do not blame feelings. Fix the sentence so feeling calms when the path is bright. Do not blame a noisy room. Pause in the right spot so the noise runs out of breath against your decisiveness. Do not scatter examples at random. Choose one close-to-life example that lifts the main point above the waterline. Lean language is not cold. Lean means warmth in the right place because it does not make anyone work harder than necessary. Clear opening, quiet mind, settled room. Short stop, even rhythm, bright idea. Fewer words, the right words, destination reached. Each falling phrase is a pin that keeps the page from flapping in the wind of emotion. The most important thing today is you say it tight, pause briefly, then follow with a core sentence with no extra luggage. We are doing this because you unlock meaning and connect benefit to responsibility right on the table. The result you will get is you close the current thread before you move so the next line does not ram the tail of the last. It is an ordinary sequence and it saves you from 10 rounds of exhausting corrections. Each day, keep a ready opening for your familiar topics, so when your name is called, you are not digging through a pile of loose words. You must place a short, direct stop after the opening, then develop instead of drifting into another idea on a surge of impulse. You win by checking each section for a clean landing before stepping into the next. The habit of writing one beat before speaking lets you own the doorway and invite listeners in, not leave them stranded in the hall. Do pauses make you more in control when the thrill of speed starts to steal the wheel? After the first 30 seconds, what will they remember, a hook on the right peg or a vine of words wrapping around itself? Will you drop the extra words so the real skeleton appears like a clean frame anyone can see at once? Do not fear that short sentences erase nuance. Nuance lives in order, in weight, not in word count. Do not fear that a short pause breaks momentum. The right pause gives rhythm. Running on steals rhythm from both sides. Do not cling to a flashy but off-target example. One right example lights the idea like a lamp set in the correct spot on the table. This decisiveness is not cold. It is warm because it protects shared attention, the most valuable resource in any room. You win by setting the hook in the first line, timing the pause, and closing each section cleanly like folding a sheet along a pre-made crease. You win by letting words serve the idea, letting the idea serve the people, and letting the people be led by the cadence you chose. You win by using your eyes to punctuate your breath to open a line, and your still hands like a period at the line break. Winning here is a clean win. You do not press anyone. You simply clear a smooth road for meaning to pass. Do you want the first line to stand upright or to wobble in a gust you created? Do you want them to remember the main point or the confusion you left on the stage? Do you want to be the guide or a runner lost in a forest of your own words? Clear sentences keep you on the road because a straight road saves the brain from needless turns at every corner. Fewer words, the right words, because every extra word is a stone set in the path that both you and they must step over. You owe your listeners a clean entry, and you owe yourself a habit that does not betray you when the room shifts. The technique is in place. Now maintain it until it becomes reflex, so under pressure, you do it right without needing to remember. Begin the maintenance. Turn it into habit. Let it become reflex. Chapter 8. Short reps, gradual exposure. Ritualize each round. You do not need a loud breakthrough. You need short rounds in the right order so your nervous system relearns the path to calm. One neat round each day, like flipping a switch, and you will feel calm arrive sooner before your idea has a chance to slip away. Short, steady, in order. Maintenance is not a marathon of ambition. Maintenance is ritualizing the chained body. Breath, language at a size that is just enough. You turn what is right into habit, then let the habit hold the pace for you when the room shifts and emotion asks to drive. One round, one beat, one standard. If you cram practice and then quit, your nervous system learns the wrong lesson. Panic, then stop. Stop, then lose. Lose, then fear, even more next time. If you change frameworks every day, the brain does not know which road to trust, and you drag yourself back to the starting line for no reason. Broken streak, lost tempo, lost calm. Each day, one short, in-order round that resets your attentional system before you say anything that matters. You must repeat enough to reach reflex so the body does it right while you are busy thinking about content. You win by simple and steady without new tricks that force the brain to relearn from scratch. When you stay loyal to short rounds, the brain recognizes the safe signal and lets ideas pass without throwing up barricades. Do you need more complexity or more consistency so the result carries your name instead of luck's? What is your responsibility to the practice rhythm if not to show up steadily and do exactly what you promised? Is one correct round worth more than one long rush session when the nervous system remembers structure? Not excitement. Treat each round like a quick boot-up stand, steady for one beat, exhale long, open with a clear line, then land one idea. Treat the next round like a gentle check. Did you keep an even rhythm or drift with the internal noise? Treat the round after that like light maintenance, restate the sequence, and turn off the extra movements that snuck in today. You are not adding new methods. You are keeping the same route with greater respect for every beat. Do not binge and bail. Practice a little and endure so the brain has time to build a long road. Do not swap frameworks. Keep the framework so the spine of your mind does not loosen mid-journey. Do not tally trophies. Keep the ritual so stable quality shows up when it counts. When you choose endurance, you choose a quiet kind of reputation. People trust you because of rhythm, not because of promises. Short rounds, gradual exposure, steady pace. Recall the framework. Keep the order. See the progress. Less noise, fewer stumbles, less self-blame. Each falling phrase is a milepost you plant, so when you look back, you can see your footprints. Tired, busy, no applause. You still run a short round because it is the small contract you sign with yourself to respect your listeners next time. You still make gradual contact with real settings because reflex grows on real ground, not in glamorous imagination. Stay steady, stay simple, stay on track. Each day, one small round, same framework before everything tries to sprint under old habits. You must tell yourself, body first breath, next words last, like a password into a calmer room. You win by treating tempo as law, not as mood. Treating repetition as duty, not as a feeling. Consistency does not ask permission from emotions. It decides by principle and holds the decision when the wind shifts. Do you quit because you lack time or because you lack a clear order to grip when life cuts across your schedule? Are you practicing for reflex or buying a rush of motivation that dies when the background music stops? Do you want the brain to trust you or to doubt you every time you declare, "From now on, it will be different"? Do not force long sessions. Give yourself what is right. Do not invent new gimmicks. Honor the old framework. Do not wait for perfect. Choose to show up. A short round has value because it happens. A grand plan that never appears is not worth mentioning. Do not chase hot motivation. Rely on steady discipline. Do not change the route. Improve the quality of the run. Do not wait for free time. Use the time you have. You are responsible for tending the fire, not a bystander waiting for it to light itself. Less but exact. Steady and sure. Lean and durable. Keep one framework. Keep one tempo. Keep one promise. A little each day. Steadier each day. Calmer each day. These falling lines turn fuzzy vows into concrete habits, strong enough to stand under pressure. You will feel your nerves recognize the route the moment you begin, like a familiar road opening under your feet. You will feel discomfort show up for shorter stretches because the brain has no reason to project horror films at you. You will feel the room answer with a quiet trust because they hear the rhythm even before they hear all the content. There is no magic here, only the fact that you show up steadily with a simple, honest ritual. Each day, repeat the rule, short round in order, as a line you say to yourself. You must resist the urge to go big because big often pairs with quitting, while steady pairs with lasting. You win by keeping your word to yourself. When you say you will show up, you show up. When you show up, you do it right. You owe no one anything except the standard you signed. That standard frees you from yesterday's guilt. Do you need more complexity or one more check mark that says I showed up so your brain can relax? Is one correct round worth more than one long rush session when the long one only feeds a mood and then disappears? Do you want reflex or thrill? Because those two rarely stand together when they hit real pressure. Let the ritual be your gatekeeper when emotions try to skip class. Let repetition be your quiet teammate, laying bricks for your reputation for calm. Let simplicity push back on the habit of complicating, because complexity is the most common excuse for delay. You will find that calm is no longer a wish. It is a byproduct of one small process honored every day. Do not chase dashboards. Chase the quality of one round that actually happens. Do not beg the situation to be kind. Hold yourself to the next round you promised. Do not indulge in infinite self-forgiveness. Practice self-respect by arriving on time for yourself. This is warm discipline, strict with principles, gentle with people, and firm about results. Short round, in order, present. Repeat steadily, less noise, less fear. Keep the framework, keep the tempo, keep yourself. These three falling beats are enough to withstand the weather of real schedules without extra gear. Tired, still one short round. Bored, still one short round. No applause, even more reason for one short round. You practice so that when it matters, the correct reflex pops up like a familiar switch. No performance, just execution. You win by ritualizing the body-breath-language chain at the smallest meaningful size. You win by increasing contact with real settings while protecting tempo with a minimal fence. You win by treating each round like a vote for the identity of the one with agency, not a random gold star. Winning here is winning that lasts, the kind that makes people gladly make room for your idea whenever you speak. Will you write your name into your own small history with steady short rounds? Will you erase the habit of binge, then vanish with a crisp promise? Show up, keep the framework, then move on. Will you choose reflex over thrill, so when eyes turn toward you, your hands stay still and your words stay clear? Less but steady beats more but broken, because steady gives the brain time to build a solid road. Keep the ritual, keep the calm, because ritual is the light fence that protects you from your own internal noise. You are not alone on this road. Anyone who became clear has walked through the same door of short rounds. Once steady, we can talk about enough motivation, the fuel that runs long distances without fireworks. Steady rhythm, steady reputation, steady you. Chapter 9, Just Enough Motivation. Act for the identity you choose. You stand up again not for applause, but because of a promise you made to yourself earlier. When the room is quiet and your heart still trembles, you still choose to show up as the person responsible for what you will say. No borrowed fireworks, no cheering section required, only keeping your word. Durable motivation comes from the identity of someone who takes initiative under pressure, not from a short-lived sugar rush. Every time your name is called, you decide which group you belong to, the group that runs from feelings or the group that signs its name to results through action. Choose an identity, choose a side, choose responsibility. If you wait for inspiration, inspiration will run your calendar and abandon you when you need it most. If you wait for praise, praise will steer your wheel and stop the moment the noise fades. If you do not choose an identity, circumstances will choose for you, and you will end up borrowing your engine from the crowd. Standards loosen, results loosen, you loosen. Each day, remind yourself you are the one who takes initiative, not a tenant in the house of pressure. You must keep your word to yourself because real reputation begins with an internal contract no one sees. You win by letting results carry the name, speaking less and doing exactly what you committed to do. When identity is clear, the brain negotiates less and motivation becomes background power running continuously instead of a flash that flares and dies. Who do you want to be when pressure calls your name, the person asking for an extension or the person who opens the door and leads? What is your duty to the identity you chose if not to show up on time, even while your hands still shake? If no one praises you, do you still continue or do you stop to pet your feelings and promise another time? You rise because of your promise, not because of applause. And that is the most stable energy for the long road. You set the goal of doing my role, right, not standing in enough light, and the light will arrive at the right time when you are trustworthy. You give authority to principles instead of moods, and principles give you freedom from their swings. These small behaviors feed identity, and identity feeds motivation that is clean, not diluted by feelings. Do not wait for inspiration. Use discipline to keep moving when your heart is not yet aligned. Do not chase compliments, chase clarity. So the idea has a straight road. Do not beg for luck. Take the role so you do not need permission from your emotions to act. When you stop borrowing, you start owning. When you own, you stop fearing a sudden power cut. Proactive, consistent, trustworthy, calm, clear, decisive. Before pressure, in pressure, after pressure. These falling lines are the doorway that carries you through a hard day without dropping yourself. Tired, bored, no applause. You are still the one who takes initiative because your contract with yourself is bigger than any passing feeling. You still finish the job because your value lives not on the surface, but in your ability to sign your name to outcomes in a real room. Keep your word, keep the lane, keep yourself. You win by taking the role of pace setter, not the role of someone begging the crowd for pace. You win by treating evidence as the language, not treating feelings as the deciding vote. You win by letting results speak first, then letting your words step back, so results have room. Winning here is durable, winning steady, clear, trustworthy, and repeatable when needed. Who are you when pressure calls your name, someone who pauses to explain or someone who steps forward to execute? Do you let results speak for you or let words speak for results? And then spend the session correcting them. Which identity are you feeding each day? The one who takes initiative or the one who waits for perfect conditions to appear? You are not a statue. You are a working professional, and your identity is forged in sweat, not on a wall of slogans. You are not a victim of stares. You are the host of standards, and your guests follow your rhythm, not the other way around. You are not a leaf. You are the axis, and shifting winds only prove how steady the axis stands. Strip away decoration. Keep the core. The core will pull your motivation along the road that matters. Do not run on outside engines. Generate your own power from inner promises. Do not invite pity. Assign the work to your clear principles. Do not ask for an easy road. Choose the right road even if your legs are tired. Identity is how you treat yourself when no one is watching, and that is enough. Proactive, measured, persistent, self-respecting, consistent, present, simple, direct, effective. When these lines are in place, motivation is the natural byproduct of a working value system. Each day, tell yourself you are the one who takes initiative and act like that person the moment your feelings try to stall you. You must keep your word to yourself because no one else is responsible for the identity you are building. You win by letting results carry the name and letting your real reputation walk into rooms ahead of your voice tomorrow. The farther you go, the more you feel calm rising from control of choice, not from a need to be soothed. If you want a fulcrum, place it inside where identity lives. If you want durability, stand on the axis of simple discipline, debt-free from inspiration. If you want to be trusted, stand with those who always show up when it is hard. When you sign for the hard parts, the easy parts find you and stay longer. Who do you want to be when pressure calls your name? Will you keep going when no one praises you? Will you let results speak for you? These questions do not condemn you. They lift you into the right seat of control. Choose identity and motivation follows because the brain hates a vacuum and will pour energy into what you have named. Do what is right because you chose what is right, because choice creates the road and the road creates the habit of arriving. Identity takes shape through all the times you still did it while the room was silent, and that silence is the most reliable witness. From here, with identity firm, your new presence will appear in pressure rooms as a pace setter. The guide, the trustworthy one, the person with agency. You do not wait for the flag to find your hand. You learn how to hold it. You do not wait for a choir. You learn to hear your inner tempo so the orchestra out there can follow. You do not wait for a smooth road. You learn to walk straight and the road smooths under steady steps. Your identity now has shape, and the next chapter will show how it appears in the real room. Choose your side today. Keep it tomorrow. Let results carry the name. Chapter 10. New Identity, the pace setter in the pressure room. With every eye on you, you stand steady, breathe evenly, open with a clear line, and the room slows to the rhythm you set. That is the moment the 3 steps have become reflex body, steady first breath, even next, words clear last. So the idea travels straight to its destination. Body steady first, breath even next, words clear last. When the 3 steps are reflex, you are no longer surviving. You set the pace clear, person clear task, clear path to results. Your new identity is shaped by repeated choices, not by a single stroke of luck in a crowded room. Choose the rhythm, choose the order, choose responsibility. If you do not synthesize, scattered techniques will step on one another and turn into noise inside your head. If you do not unify the method, emotion will slide into the gaps and steer the story away from the shared goal. If you do not dare sign for the lead, the room will choose a rhythm that does not belong to you. Order lost, path lost, self-loss. Each day begin with one calming beat as a greeting to yourself before you greet the room. You must standardize your approach across contexts so your brain does not have to negotiate every time your name is called. You win by holding the pace for the whole room so your calm becomes a common standard, not just a private advantage. When you repeat the right order everywhere, the identity of pace setter etches into collective memory and returns to protect you when it gets hard. Whose rhythm does the room follow, yours or panic's, which is searching for a gap to slip through? What is your responsibility once you sign for outcomes, if not to keep a clear lane for the idea to reach the destination? When no one else is clearing the noise, are you creating it or removing it? You show up like an axis plant. Your stance keep the breath even open with a clear line, then look straight, land, clean shift smoothly. You unify a single doorway, calm first development after finish clearly, so every eye and ear has something to hold. You keep a background tempo with a short internal command, calm, clear, decisive, and the room borrows that tempo to move with less strain. This simple habit turns pressure into the material that highlights your trustworthiness the moment you step into the hard part. Do not be swept up. Lead so noise does not yank you off the main road. Do not avoid pressure. Use it to become clearer, because pressure only reveals what you train. Do not rely on luck. Stand with principles, because principles do not betray you when the wind shifts. Transformation here is not flashy. It is you keeping tempo under strain exactly as you promised yourself when things were calm. Body steady, breath even, words clear. See correctly, choose correctly, follow through. Lean, precise, direct. These falling lines become the sign hanging on your voice so people know who they are walking with. Tired, bored, no applause. You still set the pace because your reputation hangs on your ability to hold the lane, not on sensations in your chest. You still finish the job because the room needs an axis to grip, and you agreed to sign for that axis today. Hold the standard, hold the lane, hold yourself. You win by arriving as the noise clearer, not a noise adder. You win by saying less doing, right landing clearly, and letting results speak for the rest. You win by protecting the base tempo while everything else changes color so the whole room gets through the bend safely. Winning here is quiet. It is the shared calm between you and your listeners, the calm of trust. When the situation flips, whose rhythm rules the one you set, or the rush that demands the wheel? Do you keep tempo when a surprise question appears, or do you drop it and scramble with long, tangled lines? Will your name tomorrow be linked to calm or to haste in the stories people retell? You do not need more tricks. You need the same sequence in every setting so your brain saves battery on decisions. You do not need permission from feelings. You need to assign the work to the principles you and you have already agreed upon. You do not need to perform. You need to stand in the correct role, pace setter, noise clearer, the one who delivers the idea to destination. That is the invisible look of the new identity seen in how you open, heard in how you stop, felt in how you meet a gaze. Do not change standards with mood. Keep standards so mood has to settle. Do not confuse urgent with important. Prioritize important so urgent does not wreck the road. Do not push responsibility onto context. Sign for the root of the idea the instant you speak. This decisiveness is warm because it respects listeners and firm because it protects the shared goal. Set the foundation, set the tempo, set the words, hold the people, hold the task, hold the target, in sight, in mind, on paper. These three axes anchor the entire conversation so it runs on track instead of drifting with the wind. You know, there are days when nothing lines up: harsh lights, a microphone squeal, sharp questions, a stacked schedule. You still keep tempo because tempo is yours and no one can yank it away. You still keep the lane because the lane is the one you draw and no one can shove it aside if you stand on the axis. One still did it in adversity strengthens identity more than 10 did great in easy conditions. Each day begin with a calming beat, like flipping the noise cut switch before you open the door for the idea. You must standardize your method across contexts so the body does its part and the head does its part. You win by holding the pace for the whole room so your calm spreads like fresh air to the group. This repetition is not boring. It is the bloodstream that carries oxygen for an identity that stands in real space. Do you dare take the role of noise clearer when everyone wants to be the one who shines? Do you dare choose hold the room's tempo instead of guard my own safety only? Do you dare let your name attach to arrived rather than spoke well without arriving? Look at the wide frame. When you set the pace, you give everyone in the room clean time back. Look at the long-term gain when you are clear about people and tasks. Others trust you with harder work next time. Look at self-respect when you keep the lane to the end. You can look straight into the mirror after. That is a reward that needs no wrapping. It shows in how the next calls come to you. Do not borrow external motivation. Generate your own power from trained principles. Do not beg for an empty road. Make a clear lane so those who follow bounce less. Do not count claps. Count the complete roads you led people through. Durable identity does not chant slogans. It is plastered in thin, steady layers of consistent behavior. Body steady, breath even, words clear. People trust, work moves, room settles. Fewer words, the right words. Destination reached. When these falling lines become habit, you do not need to push. You simply do. Whose rhythm do you want the room to follow, the calm you set or the gusting wind in your head? Do you keep tempo when the situation turns, or do you let words drag you into a whirlpool? Will your name be tied to calm or to hurry in the story they tell the next person? From fearful to leader, because the leader always owns the inner order that the fearful are searching for. The new identity begins with one correct beat, then grows through hundreds more without fanfare. The room will remember how you quieted things so the main idea appeared like a clean tabletop. And they will call your name when they need a noise clearer and a guide, not a noisemaker. We close here. Do not wait for fear to vanish. Do the right thing so fear lowers, then finish. So trust signs your name. From the first beat to the last line, you choose the side of agency, and that side will choose you whenever pressure returns. New identity does not wait for opportunity. It creates it with clarity and order in each short round. Close this chapter, open the outro, a clear closing line for the road you have chosen. Do not wait, do not dodge, do not back away. You have come full circle. You saw the panic loop, cut the rush of speed, reverse the order of actions, and turn the body, breath, language frame into a reflex. Now close with a simple line that is not easy. Do not wait for fear to end. Do the right thing so fear must shrink along the path you choose. Clear in yourself, clear in rhythm, clear in words. You do not need another miracle. You need to keep the minimum promise to yourself and to the real room that is waiting for meaning. From here on, every time your name is called, 3 steps are enough. Stand steady for 1 beat in the body. Pull a long exhale, open with a clear line so the idea has a lane. No avoiding, no blaming, no delaying. Each day, remind yourself, I am the one with agency, the one who sets the tempo, not the one who begs for it. You must keep your word to yourself before you expect anyone to trust you. You win by letting results carry the name, while emotions sit in the back seat and watch. When this habit takes root, the room borrows tempo from you, and you borrow calm from the choice you just made. Do you want your name tied to calm or to hurry when the story is told tomorrow? Do you want to clear the noise for your listeners or accidentally add noise with speed and extra words? Do you want to be remembered for content or for a loud but empty surge of panic? You may not control the eyes, but you control the order. You may not control the surprise question, but you control the tempo. You may not choose the setting, but you always choose the side of agency. What you can control is large enough to quiet the rest. Do not wait for calm and then act. Act correctly so calm arrives. Do not ask for praise and then be steady. Be steady so praise becomes deserved. Do not borrow fire from outside. Generate power from principles. Transformation lives in signing your name to tempo before pressure and after pressure. Body steady, breath even, words clear, see correctly, choose correctly, follow through. Fewer words, the right words, destination reached. These 3 axes are a pocket map, light and endurable, that opens to show the way through the tight turn. Tired, still keep the order. Bored, still keep the order. No applause, keep the order even more. Because standards do not wait for feelings. They wait for your signature on the very first beat. You win by choosing the noise clearer side, not the noise adder side. You win by prioritizing clarity, prioritizing sequence, prioritizing responsibility. You win by repeating short, meaningful rounds until the reflex signs your name. Winning here is durable, winning the kind that makes people comfortable handing you the road to lead. Whose tempo does the room follow, yours or the wind in your head? Do you keep tempo when the situation flips, or do you let words pull you away? Do you let results speak for you, or do you still wait for a fresh wave of inspiration? Do not be swept up, lead on purpose. Do not confuse urgent with important. Choose the right task first. Do not talk to get it over with. Talk to get it done. That is the bearing of a pace setter in a pressure room, clear person, clear task. Proactive, consistent, trustworthy, calm, clear, decisive. Before, during, after. When these falling lines live in your voice, the room follows not because you are loud, but because you are clear. You have rearranged the pieces, the panic loop is unplugged, the speed is lowered, the order is repaired, the framework is remembered, the body takes the lead, the breath holds tempo, the words hold the lane. Now close with one short line. Do not wait for fear to end. Do the right thing to fear less. Do it to completion so trust signs your name. Start on the first beat, hold in the middle, land on the last beat. From fearful to leader because a leader owns order while the fearful chase feelings. A new identity begins with one correct beat, then grows through 100 more quietly without borrowed fireworks. The road ahead does not promise to be smooth, but the rhythm inside you is aligned, and that is enough to reach the destination. Go straight, go steady, go all the way.